Before you scroll away, stop right here because what you're about to witness is not just another celebrity breakup rumor. It is the exact moment an entire fairy tale collapsed between Bai Lu and Joseph Zeng after one shocking midnight phone call changed everything forever. And if you stay until the very end, you're going to uncover why fans across the world are calling this the most heartbreaking collapse of an iconic pairing in years. So subscribe right now and stay with every second because this story unfolds in a way that will leave you stunned long after it ends. For a long time, people believed their connection was untouchable. Every appearance together felt natural. Every interview carried warmth. Every glance between them created endless excitement among fans who believed they were witnessing something rare. Not just chemistry, not just promotion. Something real. Something deeper than cameras and scripts. That was why no one expected what happened next. Because fairy tales do not usually collapse in silence. But this one did. It began quietly. Late at night, long after the city lights outside had faded into silence. Bai Lu was alone in her apartment reviewing scripts for an upcoming project when her phone rang unexpectedly. The time alone made it strange. Past midnight. Too late for casual conversation. Too late for normal updates. And the moment she saw Joseph Zeng's name on the screen, something inside her shifted immediately. Not fear. Not excitement. Something heavier. As if part of her already knew the call would change everything. At first his voice sounded calm. Almost too calm. The kind of calm people use when they are hiding emotional chaos underneath. He asked if she was awake. She answered softly. And then silence filled the line for several seconds. Not awkward silence. Painful silence. The kind where both people already understand something is wrong before words are even spoken. Joseph finally spoke again. His voice lower now. More uncertain. He admitted there was something she deserved to know. Something he should have told her earlier. Something that had been hidden for too long. Bai Lu listened quietly. Not interrupting. Not reacting immediately. Because deep down she already felt her world beginning to crack apart. As the conversation continued, the atmosphere around her seemed to freeze completely. The room suddenly felt smaller. The silence heavier. Every word from Joseph carrying more weight than the last. No shouting. No dramatic accusations. Just truth. Raw. Unexpected. And impossible to ignore. By the time the call ended, Bai Lu remained completely still. Her phone resting silently in her hand while tears slowly filled her eyes. Not dramatic tears. Not loud crying. Just the kind of heartbreak that empties a person from the inside out. Outside, the rain had started falling softly against the windows. The entire night felt colder somehow, as if even the atmosphere understood something important had just ended. The next morning, people around her immediately noticed something different. Bai Lu arrived at the studio quieter than usual, her smile smaller, her energy distant. Staff members greeted her warmly, but she barely seemed present, as if her thoughts were trapped somewhere else entirely. Meanwhile, rumors had already begun spreading online about tension between her and Joseph Zeng. Fans noticed they had stopped interacting publicly. No comments, no likes, no playful exchanges that once felt constant between them. The silence became impossible to ignore. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. Late that afternoon, Bai Lu requested a private meeting with Joseph. No managers, no staff, no cameras. Just the two of them. People close to the situation later described the atmosphere as devastatingly quiet. Neither of them raised their voices. Neither of them tried to create drama. Because some endings hurt too deeply for anger. Joseph arrived first, waiting nervously inside a private lounge area while staring endlessly at the door. When Bai Lu finally entered the room, the tension became unbearable immediately. She looked calm on the surface, but her eyes carried exhaustion, disappointment, and heartbreak too deep for words. For several moments, neither of them spoke. The silence between them carried years of memories, years of connection, years of trust now hanging by a thread. Joseph tried speaking first, trying to explain, trying to defend himself, trying to convince her things were more complicated than they seemed. But Bai Lu simply listened quietly. And somehow that silence hurt him more than shouting ever could. Then came the moment no one expected. Bai Lu slowly reached into her bag and removed the engagement ring. The same ring fans once celebrated endlessly online. The same symbol people believed represented forever. Now resting silently in her trembling hand. Joseph stared at it without moving, as if seeing it outside her finger made reality impossible to deny anymore. Bai Lu placed the ring carefully on the table between them, not aggressively,
not dramatically, just gently.
And somehow that softness made the moment even more heartbreaking. She told him quietly that trust is impossible to rebuild once someone destroys the feeling of safety inside another person. Her voice never cracked, but her eyes revealed everything she was trying not to say aloud. Joseph looked shattered, not angry, not defensive anymore,
just devastated.
Because in that moment he realized this was not another argument, not another misunderstanding. This was the end. The finality of the moment became overwhelming. The ring remained between them like a silent goodbye neither of them wanted to fully accept. Joseph finally admitted he never imagined losing her this way. He confessed that somewhere along the line, he believed their bond was strong enough to survive anything. But Bai Lu shook her head softly. She told him love without honesty eventually turns into pain. And pain changes people forever. Those words stayed hanging in the air long after she stood up to leave. Joseph tried stopping her one last time, calling her name quietly as she walked toward the door. For a brief second she paused, not turning around immediately, almost as if part of her wanted him to say something that could still save everything. But nothing came, because sometimes there are no words powerful enough to repair what is already broken. Bai Lu finally turned slightly before leaving, her expression calm but heartbreaking. She thanked him for the memories, then walked away forever. That moment destroyed fans when details later leaked online. The internet exploded with reactions. People refusing to believe the relationship had truly ended. Others replaying old interviews searching for signs they had missed. Every photo, every clip, every romantic interaction from the past suddenly felt tragic in hindsight. Joseph Zeng disappeared from public view for several days afterward. Sources close to him described him as emotionally destroyed, barely speaking, barely sleeping, spending long nights alone replaying everything that had happened. Meanwhile, Bai Lu focused entirely on work. But even fans noticed the difference in her energy during public appearances. Her smile looked quieter now, more guarded, as if the heartbreak had changed something deep inside her permanently. Weeks later, they crossed paths unexpectedly during an industry gala event. The atmosphere became tense immediately, people nearby watching carefully to see what would happen. Joseph looked stunned seeing her again for the first time since the breakup. Bai Lu remained composed, elegant, professional, but emotionally distant. Their eyes met briefly across the crowded room, and for a second the noise around them seemed to disappear completely. No anger remained between them anymore, only sadness, the kind that lingers after two people realize love alone was not enough to save what they once had. Joseph took a small step toward her, as if considering saying something. But Bai Lu simply smiled politely before walking past him without stopping. And somehow that quiet moment hurt more than any dramatic confrontation ever could, because it confirmed what both of them already knew. The fairy tale was truly over. Not with hatred, not with chaos, but with heartbreak too deep to repair. And now the only question that remains is this. Can love survive once trust disappears completely? Or does heartbreak quietly end even the strongest connections long before people are ready to let go? If this story made your heart ache and you want more emotional drama stories like this, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who understands that sometimes the saddest endings are not the loud ones, they are the quiet moments where two people realize forever no longer exists between them.